Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be making a video from my car again, and I'm going to be talking to you about how you guys can connect with animals, especially your pets, in your spiritual journey, because it's pretty important. And some people are like, why are you doing a video in your car? Because I'm comfortable and there's the AC on and people are not bugging me. So this is going to happen in my car because it's Florida and it's hot outside, and there's people who are like the people who are pulling up here on the boat always trying to get in my videos. So that is not going to happen in this video because I'm in my car. But I'm going to talk to you right now about how you guys can connect truly with animals. And it's so easy that it's just something you'll overthink and be like, this is a little too easy. So animals can communicate, not just in their language, not just by squawking, by meowing, by barking. They actually have telepathic thoughts that go on. When the animals who are your pets die and reach the spiritual realm, they have a different aura, different energy and colors of thoughts, different patterns in the way they think, simply because they are pure energy. Animals are nothing but pure energy. Even the worst animals, like, I'm not gonna call snakes the worst animal, but I don't want to say snakes are the worst animal. They are just inherently, people look at them as bad, although they can represent new beginnings and cycles of life as well. The thing is, animals are pure energy and they're easy to connect with, and that's one of the reasons why working with animals and you trying to give your animals crystals, it can completely overwhelm them. Because guess what? Animals have chakras too. Animals are sentient beings. Animals are very aware of their surroundings in a way that we can't really perceive. There's some really interesting stuff that I will talk about right now. So animals do have a concept of ancestors and ancestry and being guided by spiritual guidance. How is this possible? Well, even scientists have found this out. When looking at the behavior and the patterns of wolves in packs, they found that something was kind of guiding them that was not really something that was physical. That's basically the previous pack of wolves, or the previous whatever animals that were around that wolf, other wolves that guided the wolf in life, kind of like pack instinct, will kind of transfer over in the spiritual realm. And this should not be a very foreign topic because energy never dies, it just transfers over. And it's actually really, really easy to connect with animals. They can connect to each other in ways that we can't really see. They can connect to each other in ways that we can see. But the thing is, I'm going to be teaching you about how you can connect to them directly. Now, the two crystals to work with in connecting to, and if you see me looking over, I'm making sure no one hops up in my video because this is South Florida, and in Florida you do have to look around, especially when you're in your car. Especially with certain homeless people will try to surprise you. You guys have seen that on other videos, so I'm going to be aware. I know my surroundings. Now, back to the crystals that you're supposed to work with when... Shouldn't the black tourmaline help that? Yeah, the black tourmaline does help that, but I'm helping it too by being situationally aware and looking and viewing my surroundings, as you guys should too, because just because you work with a crystal, or just because you have a certain ancestor protecting you, or a certain angel protecting you, doesn't mean you go fully blind to the physical world just because you're attuned to the spiritual world. There's no balance in that. Celestine and Angelite, specifically Angelite, is very good in connecting to animals. I highly suggest that you have Angelite as a choker or as a really tight necklace around the throat. When you have a necklace that goes directly on the throat chakra, like this, or at least close to it, it gives the throat chakra certain power and powers spiritually. Animals are very sensitive of the throat chakra. They are super sensitive of the throat chakra, and that's where your clairaudience center is. That's where certain spiritual gifts truly begin, because you have a lot more gifts in your throat chakra. And this is why I wear a metrine, ruby, and morganite over my throat chakra, because the way that I'm able to communicate with people is a way that they're able to perceive simply by the passion and fire that some of the ruby is energies insight in them. Same thing with the metrine. If that person has some kind of dark energy upon me talking to them and it gets sent to me, it literally gets transmuted into pure happiness for me, and that's just what happens. But that's a metrine's energy. Angelite and Celestine around the throat chakra, which I do make as a necklace that I will eventually have on the website. This is how you can talk to animals very, very, very easily. Now, when you talk to the animals, it's gonna be like, you're not gonna be like, what's it called, Dr. Doolittle, Dr. Seuss Little, or I don't know. not Dr. Seuss, little Dr. Seuss. Who was the one who talked to animals? Comment that in the comment section, please. Whoever it was, whatever that cartoon was, I don't remember what it was. Dr. Doolittle? Doolittle? I might be saying it right. Whoever the person was who was talking to animals, they don't talk out loud. They talk telepathically. And I've been teaching people recently how to talk to their dogs. It's really easy. Sometimes you'll just think it's your intuition talking to you. It's literally your dog's talking to you telepathically. That's why there's some animal mediums out here who are full-fledged able to talk to animals. It's because they're like telepathically. So these animals are literally having thought processes that think very fast. And some people are like, well, animals don't have souls. Well, if you believe that, you shouldn't be watching this video. You should be evaluating your own soul, because I found that people who believe that animals don't have souls don't really have souls themselves, because they're in a dark place. Now, everyone has a soul. Certain people who don't think certain life has certain merit or value need to work on themselves, because I have seen that. I've seen people just flat out... The darkest people I've ever come across in my whole life are the same ones who thought animals didn't have souls. They have more of a soul than most people on this earth. That's why God made them. Now, how many animals were on that ark compared to how many humans? Okay. Now, with animals, and they're really easy to telepathically communicate with. Like, it takes practice. After meditation, I'm smelling peanut butter in the wind for no random reason. After meditation, okay, after meditating, and after you're in a calm and centered and grounded place, wear Celestine and Angelite as a choker. You don't need to do this, but it makes it very easy. And then just look at your dog, look at your cat, and talk to them in your head. Just be like, just have a conversation, and then leave room for blank thoughts. So let your thoughts blank out, let your mind go blank, and then just see what fills your head. Don't put an expectation on it. Don't be like, oh, he's going to be talking like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, just don't be making stuff up in your head. Just let your thoughts go quiet and see what pops into your head. So, for example, if you're trying to talk to your dog, you might just have like his toy pop in your head from a while ago. This might mean that he liked that toy, and you might get him another toy in the future. You should get another toy because that's what he liked. Sometimes your dogs will... A flower just fell in my car. Sometimes your dogs will be talking to you about their anxieties or their fears or them feeling uncomfortable, just because that's what they're feeling and they want that fixed and worked on. Now, same thing with cats. Cats, you know what I found out? Some cats are extremely spiritually gifted. Some cats are not. Some cats are flat out not that spiritually gifted. It's okay. Everyone's cat is different. Some cats are extremely attuned to the spiritual realms, while other cats are like, I just want to chill and be a cat. That's okay. You can help your cats open their spiritual gifts, but that's not what I'm going to be teaching. To telepathically communicate with a cat, give your cat strong catnip. It creates a spiritual connection that's very easy. You look at your cat, and you should highly study body language of cats before communicating with them telepathically. And then it'll make it a lot easier, because sometimes when you communicate with a cat telepathically, their thoughts are so simple. They're just like, I trust you. Or they'll have a thought of like just annoyance. Like, it's kind of funny. It's when you don't make it that complicated, when you make it more simple than it's supposed to be, that's a lot. And there is just random people. I might not make a video on this spot again. There's just random people trying to pull up behind and next to me. That's the thing with Florida. It's getting really busy down here. Oh, these are just people who live here. Okay. And keep in mind, I'm on the intercoastal. I'm on the water. Kind of different, but it's not that difficult to communicate telepathically with animals. It's you grounding yourself, heavy grounding, you becoming one with the land, becoming one with your surroundings. Like, I made a video talking about that. Becoming more with, just in tune with trees, with nature, because even trees can communicate telepathically. Sounds wild, but there are certain trees that basically talk louder than humans. This is for the really, really, really old trees. They have more knowledge, more information, more access. Some of these trees, a lot of these trees do have names. And this is one of those video topics where it might just sound crazy to some people, but some people are just not that spiritually open. Some people are just getting spiritually open. Some people are spiritually open to the point where they're just like, okay, what else is out there? What other gifts can I access? Most people will not be able to access this gift in talking telepathically to animals or to trees. Trees is a whole separate topic. There's certain things that need to go into doing that, but petrified wood is a good one. Petrified wood, angelite, and celestine are very good crystals to work with communicating with trees. With animals, celestine, angelite, like I said. It's very easy. You'll just have simple thoughts. Don't try to overcomplicate it. Don't expect too much, because usually these animals are communicating very simple things with us, like hey, toy, or hey, food, or smell, or just take the expectation out of it and leave your mind to go blank. So it's just really simple. Sometimes if you're not able to connect with your animal, usually your guardian angel will connect with your animal for you and kind of send their thoughts telepathically towards you anyway. So regardless, you're not going to be missing the message unless you're ungrounded and you're in fairyland, which fairyland actually exists. That's actually a pocket in a dimension. It's a dimensional pocket. It's a reality that people who do mushrooms will see and talk about. Even for people who don't even talk in spirituality, who don't really care about spirituality, some of those people will do mushrooms and they'll be like, oh, spirituality is fake, but I saw fairies. I'm like, oh, what'd you see? You're like, oh, never mind. But this is a very simple topic. Communicating with animals is super easy. Keep in mind, you probably won't get it on the first time. You won't get it on the second time. You won't get it on the third time. You won't get it on the fourth time. You might get it on the fifth time. You might get it on the sixth time. But just be persistent with it, and you're going to be able to access certain gifts that other people are just not able to access. You know, unlocking spiritual gifts does take a lot of patience and a lot of consistency. This is not what you see with spiritual people who want their gifts open right away. They'll be like, oh, I didn't open right away. Oh, I couldn't. Well, there's certain spiritual gifts I can't talk about on YouTube because they're things I can't talk about on YouTube. I'm sharing the ones that I can, such as clairaudience, clairvoyance, telepathy. There we go. But keep in mind, all these spiritual gifts are very connected. If you're someone who eats beef or pork, you're probably not going to be able to tap into telepathy that easily, because it does desensitize you, and there's even things that just, if you're someone who follows the Bible, then the Bible talks all about eating certain animals. You'll be able to communicate with lower level entities very easily by eating beef and pork, which is why some of you will have your spiritual gifts closed off by your angels, or most importantly by God, because if he sees that something is really bad that's trying to talk to you, if you were spiritually open, then that's going to get closed off. It's pretty easy to talk to animals. Just don't put too much expectation in it. It's going to be very simple. You'll just find out different things. Like you can go, okay, outside of dogs and cats, go to like a park where you see birds. If you ever pay attention to birds, they always have a lot of drama with each other. And it's not malicious drama. It's just kind of like funny, like, oh, this one's looking for food, this one's in its nest, this one's not supposed to be in the nest. It's just simple things like that, like very innocent, just playful, funny things that goes on, the interactions between birds. When they chirp, don't focus on the chirp, focus on the energy of the mind of the bird. Don't overwhelm the bird if you're trying to focus on it too hard, because you can't overwhelm a bird very easily. You could burn the bird out. But just go to a park, pay attention to all the birds talking, and don't pay attention to the squawking and the chirping. Pay attention to what's going on in the bird's head, and you'll actually know what's the meaning of the song that the bird is singing. You'll have just different intuitions pop up. And keep in mind, if you've grounded very heavily, your thoughts and what they might be thinking are not crazy. They're just you being in tune, you being connected, you being able to tap into certain elements that other people are not able to tap into, because other people frequently close off their minds. When you open your mind to what's out there, a lot more opens, because this is not even the biggest gifts that are out there. More recently, I've been talking to people about how they can improve their spiritual gifts, because I have been on a journey where I've been helping other people open and develop their spiritual gifts as well. A certain select group of people, very small niche of people who have gotten necklaces from me especially, because that's the fastest way for you to open your spiritual gifts, is by working with crystals. They are on another frequency and on another vibration. They help you it's kind of like a cheat code. A whole bunch of people approached the car. I've gotten my message out. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Ciao.